Hello, everyone. My name is Olivia and I'm a current junior at Meredith.
Hi everyone, I'm Paola Cira and I'm currently a senior here at Meredith College.
And our presentation is titled A Generational Analysis of Attitudes Toward Women in Politics. We were advised by Dr. Whitney Monzo and Dr. David McClellan. For this project, we conducted focus group interviews and fielded an online survey to see how members of Generation Z, born between 1997 and the early 2010s, felt about women in politics. We conducted a thematic analysis of participant responses to see how views of women in politics differed based on gender, political party, race, and religion. And we landed on this topic following the February 2020 Meredith poll, which found that Gen Z had, quote, very conservative beliefs about the role of women in society.
We originally hypothesized that Gen Z men would have more traditional conservative views toward gender roles, while Gen Z women would have more progressive views. In our study, we recruited 37 college-aged Gen Z participants through a snowball sampling method. Our participants consisted of 21 women and 16 men. 31 participants identified as white or Caucasian, 4 as Hispanic or Latino, 1 as Black, and 1 as Asian. 11 identified as Christian, 6 as Catholic, 3 as Jewish, 2 as Muslim, 9 as agnostic or no affiliation, and 6 as atheist. Politically, 22 identified as Democrat, 4 as Republican, 8 as independent, 1 as libertarian, 1 as Green Party, and 1 had no affiliation. Our focus groups were conducted on Zoom due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and the online survey was administered through Google Forms. We also controlled for gender by making 1 all-male focus group, 1 all-female focus group, and 1 mixed gender group. 5 questions were asked for both the focus group and the survey. An additional 2 were asked on the survey.
The 5 questions that we asked for both the focus group and the survey were as follows. So 1, do you think men or women are equal? And are there places where they do not need to be equal? Are there any innate gender characteristics that set men and women apart? And do they share any innate characteristics? Is there a woman that you could see being president? Why or why not? What, if anything, do you think might be different if there were more women leaders in politics? What are some of the qualities that you think make women either more or less capable in leadership roles? And then the 2 additional survey questions were, do you believe that men and women should have equal roles in the workplace? And do you believe that men and women should have equal roles in the home?
Overall, we found that there were no significant differences related to political affiliation. In terms of gender, male participants tended to focus more on biological differences between men and women. By race or religious affiliation, no trends could be found because the majority of respondents were white and Christian or Caucasian, or Christian or Catholic. You can see quotes from our respondents on our poster.
For question 1, everyone agreed that men and women should be equal, but are not treated as such right now. For question 2, most of our respondents agreed that any supposed innate characteristics are more likely just socialized, and women especially emphasize the unfairness of socialized characteristics, such as how women are often raised not to show strong emotions like anger, while men cannot show more weak emotions like sadness. For our third question, the most mentioned names of potential presidential candidates among men were Elizabeth Warren and Hillary Clinton. Among women, it was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Elizabeth Warren. And among Republicans, the most mentioned name was Nikki Haley. Several female respondents also emphasized that because the United States is already divided politically, having a female president might make things even more divided because of misogyny, while a man might be more widely accepted and able to unify the country.
For our fourth question, a slim majority of participants thought that there would be little to no change in policies if there were more female leaders because women's beliefs are so diverse. For our fifth question, some participants thought that there was nothing about men or women that made either gender more or less qualified for leadership positions. Some female respondents said that women are more flexible, pay more attention to detail, and have a smaller ego. And a few male respondents also agreed that women are more empathetic or caring. For our survey-only questions, everyone said a resounding simple yes to both questions.
So overall, our hypothesis was actually not supported because there were no gender differences when it came to attitudes about women in politics. Gen Z overall seems to believe that women should have a more prominent place in politics and that men and women should be equal in the professional and personal spheres, even though they are not treated as such currently. And while respondents did disagree on what the specific outcome of more female politicians or a female president would be, the general consensus was that the result would be positive. The implications of this are interesting, especially because they contradict some findings of previous research. And if Generation Z is overall more positively oriented toward women in politics, this could greatly affect the makeup of the United States elected officials. If more women are elected as more of Gen Z becomes eligible to vote, there may also be a greater focus on women's issues such as reproductive rights or maternity and paternity leave.
All right, and that's the end of our presentation. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any more questions or want to talk more about our research, our contact information is down below. And again, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.